welcome to Tales of the Script, a show in which we're going to be reading scripts while playing curses at the same time. Today's episode, we'll be reading The Two Towers. We got our players over here, starting with my left, Matt Beagley, just out of camera range, Davis Rice, myself, Tanner Rolfe, Dallin Rolfe, and then just off camera, Patrick Carlisle. So today we're going to be reading Two Towers. Guys, what are you most excited for with the script today?
Gandalf is in this.
Gandalf's always a good time.
Excited to learn more about myself.
Cool. So before we get started, we want to make sure...
I push myself as an actor. Achieve new heights.
Oh, this is not going on my resume.
Oh, I'm putting this on my resume.
Just keep this
I had to
as
give you
far
my
away as
resume to get
possible.
onto this show.
Look, we're not going to be able to pay you for this either. I'm not sure if we talked to you about contracts or not, but we're counting this as an internship.
Another one of those.
Another unpaid internship.
Another internship.
You guys got me again.
We want to start off with a sponsor before we get started. Davis, tell us who our sponsor is before we read the scene.
Yeah, today's today's show is brought to you in part by Third Life, the one and only digital dating service. There's multiple degrees of separation. Really lets you be even more anonymous than you already are online. I use this service every day. It's wonderful. I met my wife through this service.
I never met a girl through that once. Like, we talked.
Really?
We never
Through
met.
Third Life?
No, we talked, but we never met.
No, I've never met my wife. No, don't get me wrong. I've never seen my wife.
Where's she from?
Second Life, I guess.
It sounds like a good place to cheat on your wife from Second Life.
Yeah, exactly.
Using Third Life.
Yep, it's great. It's a great service.
Multiple
Proud
degrees
sponsor of the show.
Not to be confused
Friend
with
of the
Third
show.
Wife, by the way. That's a completely different
We don't support
different
that.
program. We are not supported by them. We don't
Douchebags.
support Third Wife.
We also don't support that.
That's the
We're
Utah-based
competitive
company,
network.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this scene, since we're still warming up, we're going to go ahead and do one curse card.
As a guy who has seen Two Towers maybe twice in my life, I'm going to apologize in advance for my pronunciation.
How have you been to as many Comic-Cons as you have and only seen the Two Towers twice?
Like, I feel like that's some kind of like sin. Like, have you like made your appropriate trips to Mecca? You know, like,
I did. I saw...
you can't, like, I feel like they won't let you into Comic-Con unless
Look.
like you show them your punch card of how many times you watched. Lord of
I
the
saw
Rings.
it in theaters.
Did
I
you
checked
fake
it
your
off my
punch card? You're
nerd
just
card.
like, I don't want a punch card.
Okay.
I made my own punch card.
We're at scene one right now of the Two Towers. We're going to play one curse card this round per player. From left to right, Matt, why don't you tell everyone who you're reading for?
I'm reading Gandalf.
Okay?
I'm Boromir and the narrator.
I'll be reading for Frodo.
Down is reading for Gollum.
Patrick Carlisle reading for Sam.
Oh, I'm
All right,
Davis,
guys.
Right. I guess
Sam.
nice.
Two Towers, scene one. Davis, start us off.
The early bird gets the worm. Camera pans over the misty mountains as voices drift in from the background.
You cannot pass.
Gandalf!
I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Anor.
Camera pans closer to the mountainside.
Arg! Go back to the shadow. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udin.
Camera zooms in through the mountain and focuses on Gandalf and the Balrog on the bridges of Khazad-dûm. The Balrog strikes down on Gandalf with its flaming sword. Gandalf parries the blow with Glamdring, shattering the Balrog's sword.
You shall not pass.
Gandalf strikes his staff onto the bridge. As the Balrog steps forward, the bridge collapses from under it, and the demon plunges back into the chasm. Gandalf, exhausted, leans on his staff and watches the Balrog fly, and then turns to follow the others. At the last minute, the flaming whip lashes up from the depths of the abyss and whips around Gandalf's ankle, dragging him over the edge. He clings onto the bridge, but is strained to keep his grip.
Arg!
Frodo rushes forward, but Boromir restrains him. No! No!
Gandalf!
Fly, you fools!
Oh, man. Gandalf loses his grip and falls into the chasm.
No!
Gandalf loses his grip and falls into the chasm. Why did you say that twice?
It does.
He really fell into that chasm.
Gandalf!
Gandalf falls after the Balrog and grabs hold of his sword, Glamdring, on his way down. As they continue to plunge into the depths, Gandalf hacks away at the Balrog, even as it thrashes and bounces off the walls. They continue to plunge at great speed, sometimes with Gandalf clinging to the horn of the demon. The battling pair then falls into an enormous cavern and plunges into the water. Just then, Frodo awakens as if from a nightmare.
Gandalf!
What is it, Sister Frodo?
Nothing, just a dream.
Lies back down. Frodo and Sam climb over the rocky terrain, Emyn Muil. They look into the distance at the Mountain of Fire.
Mordor. The one place on Middle Earth we don't want to see any closer. And the one place we're trying to get to. It's just where we can't get. Let's face it, Mr. Frodo. We're lost. I don't think Gandalf meant for us to come this way.
He didn't mean for a lot of things to happen, Sam, but they did.
Suddenly, Frodo feels and sees the eye zooming in on him. He gasps and pants as he backs away.
Mr. Frodo, it's the ring, isn't it?
It's getting heavier.
Clutches the ring by his chest and sits down, still panting. He then fumbles for his water bottle and takes a sip.
What food have we got left?
Well, let me see.
He takes out a package of lembas bread from his pack.
Oh, yes, lovely. Lembas bread. And look.
He digs deeper into his pack.
More Lembas bread.
Sam shows another package. Oh boy. He then breaks off a piece and tosses it to Frodo and munches on a piece himself.
I don't usually hold a foreign food, but this Elvish stuff is not bad.
Nothing ever dampens your spirits, does it, Sam?
Sam smiles back and looks ominously towards Mordor.
Those ring clouds, like.
They continue trekking through difficult terrain, often huddling underneath their cloaks. Looks around.
This looks strangely familiar.
It's because we've been here before. We're going in circles.
Ah! What's that orange stink? All warrant, there's a nasty log nearby. Can you smell it?
Chip, chip. Yes, I can smell it.
Drops to a whisper.
We're not alone.
Nighttime. Frodo and Sam are sleeping. A dark shape appears on top of the cliff. The creature Gollum has appeared and is making his way down to the hobbits.
The thieves, the filthy little thieves. Where is it? Where is it? They stole it from us, my precious.
Gollum creeps closer and closer.
Curse them, we hate them. It's ours, it is, and we wants it.
Gollum reaches out his hand towards the hobbits. Suddenly the hobbits spring up, grab hold of Gollum's arms, and pull him down. Amidst the struggle, Gollum wriggles loose and leaps onto Frodo. As Frodo falls back, the chain and the ring around his neck is revealed, and Gollum jumps straight for the ring. Sam tries to grab him, but is knocked away. Gollum now jumps on top of Frodo and tries to reach for the ring, even as Frodo grabs his hands and tries to push him away. Gollum's cheeks puff with exertion as he struggles with Frodo, his enormous eyes fixed on the ring. Sam grabs hold of Gollum again and tears him away from Frodo. Gollum then turns around and bites Sam on the shoulder. Wriggles around and clasps his arms around Sam's neck and legs around his waist in a death grip. Frodo unsheathes Sting and holds it to Gollum's throat.
Oh! This is Sting. You've seen it before, haven't you, Gollum? Release him or I'll cut your throat.
Slowly, Gollum loosens his grip on Sam, and as the latter disentangles himself, Gollum wails.
You should wail. Do wail. There we go. That was stupid.
In the next scene, Gollum is being dragged with Sam's elvish rope around his neck, wailing and writhing in pain.
It burns. It burns us. It freezes. Nasty elves twisted it. Take it off us.
Quiet, you!
Sam tugs fiercely at the rope. Gollum cries some more and collapses onto his back. Sam turns to Frodo in dismay.
It's hopeless. Every orc in Mordor is going to hear this rocket. Let's just tie it and leave him.
No! That would kill us. Kill us.
It's no more than you deserve.
Maybe he does deserve to die, but now that I see him, I do pity him.
We be nice to them if they be nice to us. Take it off us. We swears to do what you want. We swears.
There's no promise you can make that I can trust.
We swear to serve the master of the precious. We swear on the precious. Got him.
The ring is treacherous. It will hold you to your word.
Yes, on the precious. On the precious.
I don't know you.
Gollum backs away, frightened, and climbs onto a boulder.
Get down, I said down.
Sam jerks strongly at the rope as Gollum tries to get away from him. He crashes onto the ground, choking.
Sam!
He's trying to trick us. Don't let him go, you'll throw us in our sleep.
Gollum lies panting and holding his throat. He backs away, frightened as Frodo approaches him.
You know the way to Mordor.
Nods warily.
Yes.
You've been there before.
Nods again.
Yes.
Frodo reaches out and takes the rope noose off of Gollum's neck. Gollum seems surprised and relieved.
You will lead us to the Black Gate.
Okay.
Gollum scrambles off in the direction of Moradon, and the hobbits follow him in his wake.
And that's scene 1.
Sorry, everybody, for my terrible Gollum.
Okay, so let's go ahead and read what our cards were. So very short-lived for Matt. I'm sorry about that. I forgot Gandalf didn't have much either.
No,
So
I thoroughly enjoyed that scene.
okay, so go ahead and read your cards now.
As Gandalf, whenever I spoke, I had to pinch my nose closed the whole time.
That was adorable.
It was great.
You shut up,
I think I slightly misinterpreted mine, but we're okay. It says speak only through your invisible CB radio, but I was thinking of that as like a 50s radio.
You know what?
For
I
some
think
reason.
it was just as fun.
It would fine.
I think it's just as fun.
And the first one was using idiom at the beginning of every line, which
Yeah.
I just don't know.
That's
the idiom.
Yeah, that is
The early
Where's that
bird gets the
card? Did you
worm, man.
Yeah, they're both right here.
Okay. Mine was at the beginning of each of your turns, make a sound like a different animal. I think I broke the rule on Well, I never did 2 in a row, I don't think. So
I think you could. You're in the
it's not like we're getting paid.
Yeah.
Gollum must be a master ventriloquist. Barely move your lips when you speak, so hard to see, but
I think you could hear it. I think you could hear it.
we'll see what happens.
Let's put discard
Mine,
pile right here.
I was Sam, and mine was speak only with your teeth clenched.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
That was pretty great.
I liked it. All right, we're now on to scene 2. We need to just remind everyone what we're reading for. So from left to right, Matt, Davis, me, just tell the camera what you're reading for.
I am Eomer, I believe is how.
That is correct.
Nailed it.
I am an expert.
You're allowed to go to Comic-Con this year.
Here's your card. Let me punch your stamp card.
I'm Davis as Gimli.
I'll be reading for Legolas.
Down is Aragorn.
I am the narrator and Mary.
My shoulder still feels weird from when you bit it. Okay, go over your curse cards one more time. Make sure you've got them.
What kind of diseases
I got
that guy had?
Okay.
At least one.
At least one.
One diseases.
One disease.
Okay, cool. I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Narrator Patrick, go ahead and start us out.
The 3 hunters are still chasing after the Uruk-hai. It is dawn.
Yawardi, a red sun rises. I pitied a fool. Blood has been spilled this night.
Camera pans over the rock and plains, alternating between the band of Uruk-hai and the 3 hunters giving chase. The trackers hear the sound of horses. Aragorn and the company's hide behind some boulders.
Do you need some water?
No, I'm good. A large group of horsemen appears, galloping quickly with their banners flying. Aragorn comes out of hiding as they pass, followed by Legolas and Gimli.
Riders of Rohan, what news from the mark?
At a signal from Éomer at their lead, the riders make a quick turn and head towards them, surrounding them in the ever-tightening circles. As they stop, they point their long spears menacing at them. What business does an elf have having a rider mark? Speak quickly.
Attention, class. I am the President of the United States. Give me your name, Horsemaster, and I shall give you mine.
Éomer hands his staff to another rider and gets off his horse. Aragorn puts a hand on Gimli's shoulder.
Don't touch me.
I would cut off your head, dwarf. If it stood a little higher from the ground.
Legolas is a lightning fast move. Points an arrow at Éomer.
Ernie, you would die before you stroke I pity the fool.
The riders all point their spears closer at the travelers. After a tense moment, Aragorn pushes down Legolas's arm.
This is going to be the most hated scene.
This is Gimli. Son of boy.
You can watch your camera.
We are friends of Rohan and have failed in your king.
Theoden no longer recognizes friend from foe.
Takes off helmet.
Bugs everywhere. The worst. Not even his own kin.
The spears are withdrawn.
Saruman has poisoned the mind of the king and claimed lordship over these lands. Yes, my company are all those loyal to Rohan. For that, we are banished. The White Wizard is cunning. He walks here and there, they say, as an old man, hooded and cloaked, and everywhere he slips, his spies slip from past our nets.
We are not spies. We are Dragonstarian Urukai westward across the They've taken two of our friends captive.
The arcs are destroyed. I wish all these gnats were. We slaughtered them during the night.
Attention, class. I invented thermodynamics. But there are two hobbits. Did you see two hobbits with them?
They would be small, only children to your eyes.
We left none alive. We piled the carcasses and burned them.
Attention,
To a
class.
smoking pile in the distance.
Now you're up.
Wait, what happened? Oh, yeah, you're the narrator. Okay.
It's very hard to see.
Attention, class. I am Michelangelo. Dead?
Nods.
I'm sorry.
Legolas puts a hand on Gimli's shoulder.
Oh.
In grief,
Pity the fool, Gimli.
Éomer turns and whistles.
Oh gosh, I'm not gonna get that. Hasselfell, Arod,
Two horses move up.
may these horses bear you to better fortune than their former masters. Farewell.
Éomer puts on his helmet and gets back on his
So
horse.
annoying. Oh, man.
Look for your friends, but do not trust to hope. It has forsaken these lands.
To the riders.
We ride north.
Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli look on as the riders go off. They then ride towards the burning carcasses. Gimli starts to sift through the smoldering pile and pulls up a hard belt and dagger sheath.
Attention, class. I wrote the entire Star Wars franchise of movies. It's one of these wee belts.
Oh, that's me.
With one of the head bound and closed.
Hey, Galadriel, hero is ab one off. Maybe
May
they
be find in peace in death.
I pity the fool.
Kicks at Omen and yells.
Oh, sad.
He falls to his knees.
Attention, class. I am one of the head writers of People magazine. We failed them.
Aragorn looks to the side as some of the tracks catch his attention.
Hobbit here. And the other.
There's quite
You have to read. It's your turn.
Flashback. Pippin yells and looks up at the pair of thrusting hooves bearing down on him. He rolls over, avoiding hooves.
Look, some breadcrumbs. Oh, they crawled.
That's you again.
It's a weird print.
Aragorn starts to follow the tracks with Legolas and Gimli behind him. Flashback. Merry and Pippin crawl frantically away from the battle.
Their hands were bound.
Flashback. Merry rubs his bonds furiously against the sharp edge of a weapon.
Their bonds were cut.
You're eating again.
Aragorn holds up a broken length of thick rope.
They ran over here. They were followed.
This is just impossible to understand.
It really is.
This is just an unparsable mess.
Flesh
Could be critique number 1.
Their hands free, the hobbits run away from the battle scene, dodging under a horse and trying to stay out of harm's way. As they flee, Gershnak grabs Pippin by his belt and clings on. The belt! Pippin undoes his belt and Gershnak is left holding it. Run!
The tracks lead away from the battle.
They break into a run and then stop.
Into Fangorn Forest.
The three looks up into a dense and dark forest.
Attention, class. Tom Hanks is my father. Fanghorn, what madness drove them in there? And see.
Oh my gosh!
That was fun.
I really wanted
That was
Davis's
fun.
car.
Yes, you were supposed to bug the person on the
I
left.
was in an earthquake with you every time you talked.
Okay.
So you and I were.
So we have some guesses here, but let's go ahead and go ahead and read. Let's start from the right this time. Right to left, read off what your cards were.
I know what the narrator's was. I'm pretty
Yeah, I think we all know the narrators.
Whenever the person to your left speaks, shake as though you were in an earthquake. So I
Right.
decided to include him in my earthquake.
That's good.
And whenever you speak, say everything as though you have hiccups.
Oh, really? Whoa. Huh.
I would never have guessed.
Get out of here.
Oh,
right.
how would you know?
So, I was a chicken, Aragorn was a chicken, and also a wicked witch.
Beautiful
The wicked chicken.
You found the exact middle point of
Yeah, there's a small like
It's the
Venn
chicken-
diagram slice for the
It's the chicken. It's the chicken witch of Angmar.
As Legolas, each time you speak, address one of the other players by a different name.
Say that.
And you are Mr. T. Whenever you speak, say, I pity the fools.
perfect.
Beautiful.
Whenever I speak, I had to first clap my hands twice and say "attention, class." And the other one, it says whenever you read a card, but I said I'll just do it every time. Every time you have a line, first say a ridiculous lie.
Tom Hanks is my father.
I just like Gimli. Attention, class. I love Tom Hanks. Dad? Like, the attention
fun.
class has been my favorite so far.
That was a fun one.
Attention class was really good.
So, as Aramir, mine kind of evolved because.
Right.
So, originally I was supposed to speak only in a high pitched falsetto voice, but it came out way more squeaky than I thought, and I just rode with it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what improv is all about.
And then, whenever you speak, a swarm of invisible mosquitoes surrounded your head. Swat away at them.
That's a hard one.
I tried to bring it into my
saw that.
dialogue.
Hey, you did your best. You did your best.
Yeah, I
So, Two Towers script read, scene 3. Before we get started, Matt, will you tell us who this scene is brought to us by?
Yes, this is brought to you by the great people at Brussels Asparagus, the Brussels sprouts that taste like asparagus.
Oh, sounds great.
Yeah, you know, all those times where you're eating Brussels sprouts and you're like, this is good, but I wish it was asparagus.
I know what you mean, man.
This sounds like great for people who want to snack but want to keep a healthy snack at the same
Exactly.
time.
And don't want to taste something good.
And want to keep as many people away from them as possible.
Bonus points.
If anything,
your
man,
piece
if the two things that make me ill the most,
Right.
these two things are the most
Just
ill,
get it over with. Rip off
sickening
the
things
band.
I've ever heard.
I like it. I like it. Okay, so from right to left, let's go ahead and read our parts.
Grishnak.
Mary.
Narrator.
Pippin!
Tree beers.
Scene moves from the trackers into the nighttime chase of Merry and Pippin. The hobbits run into Fangorn, seeking to lose the pursuing orc. They collapse onto the ground out of breath.
Oh, I'm so itchy.
I think we lost her.
You get.
Suddenly, Grishnak appears from behind the trees, brandishing a blade. I'm gonna hate this scene.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. I'm gonna rip out your filthy little lanterns. Come here.
Merry and Pippin run and hide behind a tree.
Trees, I'm a tree. Oh,
my
look, a bee.
gosh.
Oh, look, can you see? Oh, gotta believe. Oh, girl,
freaking
tree.
itchy.
Pippin and Merry scramble up. A tree each. looks around, and then sighs in relief.
He's gone. Gone.
I just need
Look at
someone
this
to
camera
itch my
angle.
back.
I'm just gonna let my foot dangle here off this tree.
Suddenly, Mary is pulled by his legs and falls to the ground. Grishnak leans over him with his menacing blade. Mary tries to kick him off, but to no avail.
Oh, itchy.
Pippin looks down in horror, but as he turns his head, he spots a pair of gleaming yellow eyes blinking in the tree he's clinging to. The tree starts to move and groan.
Oh, I'm gonna smash you.
Oh! Pippin loses his grip in fright as he grabs the air fruitly. As he fails, the tree catches him before he hits the ground.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Let's put a maggot hole in your belly.
Suddenly, he senses something behind him as he looks up. The tree stops and squashes him onto the forest floor. Mary tries to run away, but is scoped by the tree. Looks at the creatures in his hands.
Oh, little orcs, I'm gonna give you the chair. Baruam. Tree, I'm no tree. I'm an ant, and I'm gonna give you the elbow unless you give me all your money.
Stomp slowly through the forest.
A tree herder, a bee herder, a shepherd in the forest. I can't believe what's before us. Oh boy.
Oh man, gotta get the itch out.
What? Oh, they call me Treebeard. I'm gonna jump at you from the top of the ropes here.
Someone scratch into my shoulder blade.
Side, I'm on nobody's side because nobody is on my side, little orc. Nobody cares for the wood anymore. Yeah.
Hobbits.
I gotta
I think this is you, yeah.
That's you, Treebeard.
Hobbits, never heard of any hobbits before. No one ever win in the belt there. Sounds like the orcs mischief to me.
Tightens his hold on the hobbits and squeezes them. Mary and Pippin whimpers in pain.
They come with fire and tables and ladders. They come with arm holds and neck holds and leg braces. Destroyers and usurpers, curse them.
No, you don't understand. Don't be bland. We're hobbits, halfling, shire folk.
I got an itch. Get the dog out of here.
Maybe you are and maybe you aren't. The White Wizard will know.
Oh my goodness, the itches.
Oh, we about to drop a bomb. It's Saruman.
Oh gosh, man.
Treebeard drops them on the ground, and the hobbits look up at the White Wizard. And that scene.
Wow.
Oh man. Okay, so that's a migraine-inducing one. I might take that card out forever.
Right?
Yeah, right now. Left to right, let's go ahead and read off and tell what our cards were.
Okay, so I was Treebeard. I was a pro wrestler, and I had to loudly describe how I was going to crush people. And also, my challenge card was I was a mugger and had to rob another character.
Oh, perfect. You did it.
Tried to take your money there, yeah.
Oh, you did do that. All right. Hey guys, that's the first challenge.
Challenge!
That's
I gotta say, that was so great.
That's
We were like,
tough.
I'm gonna smash you. Because that's what he just did to Grashnak.
Yeah.
He basically is a pro wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
he is.
He gave Saruman
Treebeard.
the boulder.
Treebeard would be a fantastic wrestler.
Treebeard would have been fantastic, like a successor to Fezzik the Giant, maybe,
Yeah.
or Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant. Fezzik.
Fezzik
That was his
was the giant.
Well, that was
His
his character in Princess Bride.
Fezzik the Giant. I was Gimli, and whenever... it says whenever someone claps their hands, howl like a wolf, but I just took it as like at the beginning of every line, which you probably noticed. Howl like a wolf, and then also speak as though I have a golf ball in my mouth. So,
Dude, I didn't know when to say my line.
know.
I didn't know what you were saying.
As the narrator, each time you read a card, slap your face. I took card with Line. I guess I could have just done one slap. That probably would have been better than what I went with.
Less painful.
Whenever the player to your right reads, bark like a dog. I tried to keep it down, though, because his flow was nice.
It's in sick flow.
Yeah, I had an echo, and also I was a rap star. So yeah, it's hard to keep a beat when you have to echo.
Yeah, that's a ton. You have to like write like vaporwave, like
This is more
ambient
like
music, ambient rap, ambient rap.
I really hope, like, I really wish, like, this is like a card that I wish, like, someone like Matt had.
I do.
Okay, sweet.
Someone with a lot of lines would have had a great time with this card. At the beginning of each of your turns, I had to recite a different slogan or jingle. Just like, love it, you know. And,
That was great.
So, and then my other one was, and whenever someone makes an animal noise, I have to become incredibly itchy. So,
That was pretty fun.
we had two of you back to back.
That was pretty fun with how that went.
Oh, man.
All right, we're on to scene 4 now, from right to left. Patrick, go ahead and tell us who you're reading for.
I am Gandalf.
Narrator.
Gimli.
Legolas.
Aragorn.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do 2 cards again. All right, we ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and start us off, narrator.
She returns from Fangorn Forest. Gimli fingers a dart standing on a leaf and brings it to his mouth. Spits.
Patooey! Orc blood!
These are strange tracks.
The air is so close in here!
Wait.
Oh, ooh. Okay, how do I get? Okay. This forest is very old, full of memory and Edgar.
Grant reverberates through the forest and Gimli raises his axe.
The trees are speaking to each other.
Whispers.
Huh?
Gestures.
Pineapple, lower your eyes.
Lowering his axe slowly.
Oh!
Chill out.
Aragorn, something is out there.
I say something out there. You've seen an Elvis.
Oh, okay.
Come on, son of a chick.
What do you see? Close up of Legolas' eyes.
The White Wizard approaches.
Do not let him speak. He will put the curse, a spell on us, or curse, you know, whatever.
Aragorn wraps his hand around the hilt of the sword. Gimli tightens his hold on its axis, and Legolas notches on an arrow to his bow.
We must be quick as sausages.
With the yell, the thing swings onto attack. Gimli's axe and Legolas' arrow are deflected. Aragorn drops his sword and becomes red hot in his grasp. They seal their eyes with their hands on the bright light emanating from the White Wizard.
You are always after my lucky charms. You are tracking the footsteps of 2 young hobbits.
Where are those little peppers?
They passed this way the day before yesterday. They met someone they did not expect. Does that come for you? Don't be stealing my lucky charms.
Who are you, you big salami? Show yourself.
The bright light dim revealing Gandalf, all dressed in white. The 3 are astounded. Legolas and Gimli bow.
It cannot be. You fell.
Through fire and water.
Flashback. Gandalf is battling the Balrog atop Lurin's tower.
From the lowest dungeon to the highest peak. I fought. Tiger Claw! I fought with the Balrog of Morgoth. He tried to steal my lucky charms.
Gandalf holds up Glandry and a flash of light strikes before it plunges the sword into the Balrog. With small cries, the Balrog falls from the peak of land, smoking on the icy mountainside.
Until at last, Tiger Claws! I threw down my enemy and smote his ruin upon the mountainside.
On top of the mountainside, Gandalf crawls a bit and then collapses.
Darkness overtook me. And I strayed out of thought and time. Whoosh!
Gandalf zooms on Gandalf's eye and enters an amorphous realm of stars and galaxies, ending in a blinding light on.
Starred wheeled overhead and stole my lucky charms, and every day was as long as the life age of the earth. But it was not the end. Ding. I felt life return to me again.
Gandalf zooms out from Gandalf's eye, lying naked and very still. His hair had turned white and wounds are completely healed. She suddenly shudders with a deep grasp and pants as life returns to him.
I've been sent back until my task is done. And don't steal my lucky charms.
Blair, Gandalf.
Gandalf. Yes. That's what they used to call me. Oh, yeah, Gandalf the Grey. Oh, now they call me Hidden Gandalf. That was my name.
He smiles.
Gandalf, that's some good martial art move there, but you gotta be a whole lot better than that, do you hear me? You're gonna do better martial arts, or you're gonna drop and do me 50. No, drop and give me 50 right now.
I am Gandalf the White. Throw punch!
Aragorn, great.
Good moves, Gandalf.
And I came back to you now at the turn of the tide, and you're always stealing my lucky charms.
Gosh dang it, Baggett, you're always going on about Lucky Charms. You talk about Lucky Charms one more time, I'm gonna make you drop and give me 50. I'm gonna make you run so much, you'll wish you'd never come into my area.
They walk through the forest, with Gandalf leading the way, now wearing a gray cloak over his white robe.
Roundhouse kick! Whoa! One stage of your journey is over. High kick! Whoa! Another begins. War has come to Rohan. Double karate chop in the throat! We must ride to Eros with all speed. As a tiger.
Outside the forest, Gandalf whistles piercingly. Whistle. His entering neigh is heard, and a white horse appears from the plain, entering the call.
That is one of the Mirwis, unless the eyes are cheated by some spell.
The horse comes round to stop in front of Gandalf.
Lucky charms.
Gimli bows in the background.
He's the lord of all horses. And he's been my friend through many dangers.
The three hunters and Gandalf ride across the plain to Edoras.
All right. That was a tough one.
You're fine.
Mine were so hard to do together.
I was Aragorn, and I had to speak like Count Dracula. Fell a little bit into Italian there sometimes. And whenever anyone stood up, I was supposed to shout the name of a pizza topping, but I just try to work them in as much as possible.
Hey, that's good. I like the working. I feel like, Davis, we got robbed of yours.
Mine,
I know, yours was fun.
I had no idea what... Okay, so I had to speak like Elmer Fudd, and also with an Irish accent.
I thought you were like doing baby talk for
I
a
know.
second.
I like the whole thing with Irish accents is like the R. That's like the most interesting part. That's the focus.
Yeah.
So then I talk like Elmer Fudd too. I was like, oh no, they cancel each other out. I was like, I just sound like an idiot.
I still.
You should have just been like, I don't like for the blonde.
Yes.
I feel we got robbed. I wanted to hear more of.
I needed more
Legolas.
practice.
Yeah. That's the fun. That's the fun. I had to ad-lib a little bit because I felt the same way that Gimli just had one-liners and wasn't enough.
Right.
You have a cold sneeze each time you speak. You are a Marine drill sergeant. Shout everything you say. Do you hear me, maggots, etc. Which is why I got onto Gandalf being a karate master. I thought that was a fun one to go into.
The narrator was to interrupt the person on the left who was Gimli, who had one word. Like, really? Is that so fascinating? I think I got to do it once.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, really? That's great.
You should have just interrupted everyone. That would have been.
And then whenever I was speaking, I was just biting the end of my tongue, which
Right.
probably...
I could hear that one.
So my first card, I had a challenge card, and it said, "You are a karate master. Beat up some invisible enemies." So randomly, I would
Have a lot of invisible
I would
enemies.
beat up a lot.
Yeah.
I'm the White Wizard. The White Wizard
Yeah,
has
dude.
lots
the
of
White Wizard's
enemies.
got a lot of arrows in his, or targets on his back.
I know, right?
All right.
My other one says I was a leprechaun, and whenever someone touches
Yeah.
me, I was supposed to protect myself. And yeah, you're always after my lucky charms. So I just try to implement lucky charms into as much.
Yeah,
as
I
can,
think
so.
you did. What was your challenge? Your challenge card was
Karate.
Challenge
Yeah,
card.
okay. Good job. Challenge card. All right, looks like we got a lot of challenge
We need a
cards.
challenge card jingle.
Challenge card. Let's just do it right now.
Card.
Challenge card. Yeah.
Challenge.
I love it so much. Okay, for this scene, Patrick is going to be taking a break from all of his karate sounds. He needs a water break.
I do have a challenge card.
We did give him a challenge card. So we did give him a challenge card. Left to right, let's go ahead and read our parts.
Matt is reading the narrator.
I'm Gollum.
I'm Frodo.
Sam.
All right. Narrator, go ahead and start us off.
Oh, Sam and Frodo and Sam, who had very nice ears, by the way, are climbing a high rock over Moran.
The Black Gate of Mordor. I wish my baby would stop crying.
The enormous Black Gate comes into view with orcs patrolling and standing on guard on the towers. Their ears not so great. From the right, an army of the Easterling soldiers is marching to the Black Gate.
Oh, save us. My old guy for have a thing or two to say right now if he'd see us now. It's affirmative.
Master says to show him the way to Mordor. So good Smeagol does. Master says so.
Yar,
Please be quiet. Hush, hush, baby.
Yar, do you have any bread around here? And I did say that.
Orcs, again, bad ears, are patrolling the Black Gate.
It's affirmative. That's it then. We simply cannot get past that.
A command is heard, and the orc sounds a horn, signaling for the gate to be opened. Two enormous cave trolls, if you could see their ears, stretch and growl and then pull the mighty gate open.
It's affirmative. The gate is opening. I can see way down.
He moves closer to the edge. Suddenly, the rock underneath him gives way. And he falls.
Yar, Sam, no! You'll get too close to them! But, if you can, ask if they have any mayonnaise.
That's affirmative, I will. But in the meantime, hard.
Frodo goes after some.
Master!
Two Easterling soldiers. One ear's great, other, See streams of dust coming down the cliff made by Sam and Frodo. They move away from the troop to investigate. Frodo reaches for Sam, his ears, who are struck in the street. As the Easterling moves closer and closer, Frodo throws his Elvis close over himself and Sam. The soldiers are now directly in front of Sam, but their eyes see nothing but rock. Frodo and Sam peer from underneath the cloak. The soldiers soon leave, and after a moment, Frodo throws back the cloak and pulls Sam out.
Yar, I do not ask you to come with me, Sam, but I do ask if you have any tomatoes to give them here.
Negative, sir. But it's affirmative, I know, Mr. Frodo. I doubt even these elvish cloaks will hide us in here.
They prepare to make the run to the gate.
Yar, now get the mustard!
Here she comes! It's Miss America! She's beauty and she's grace! She's Miss United States! I just want to thank Sam and Frodo. I'm just so honored. I've tried so hard to get this far, and I did it! Can you believe it? I did it! Thank you! Thank you! Oh, thank you!
We got a situation over here, 99. Bring it the back up over.
Thank you, Patrick.
You are going to
Lovely
make my
ears.
baby cry again.
Gollum, who kind of really doesn't have ears, pulls them back.
No, master. They will catch you. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong accent. Let's see. I gotta get in the zone real quick. Crepes. Okay, cool.
They catch you. Don't take it to him. He wants the precious.
Oh, I did it again, dang it.
Always he is looking for it. And the precious is wanting to go back with him. But we mustn't let him have it. Hush, please be quiet. I sang you a lullaby earlier. Please stop crying.
Frodo and his lovely ears try to make a run for it.
I'm creeped out by this.
No!
Pulls Frodo back again.
There's another way, more secret, a dark way. My baby sleeps in there.
First, why have you not spoken to this before?
Because Master did not ask.
Sergeant, he's up to something.
Yar, are you saying there's another way into Mordor? And do they have salt and pepper there?
Oui, there is a path and some stairs and then a tunnel.
Frodo and Sam watch the Black Gate close. Gollum is stroking Frodo's ears and burying his face in his cloak.
Yar, he's led us this far, and he did find us some good lettuce.
Mr. Frodo, you're not making a whole lot of sense here. I think I'm gonna have to. Could you put your hands behind your back, please? That'd be very, very nice. Mr. Frodo, no.
Yar, he's been true to his word.
Whispers!
No.
Yar, Smeagol, lead the way, but first, remember, I just want to show you what I've collected over this time. First of all, this is a horrible pirate accent, by the way. It's hitting me. Yar, we got the bread and the tomatoes. No, we don't got tomatoes. Sam couldn't find them. And the mayonnaise and the mustard and the salt and pepper. We get some chicken, we get some turkey and some roast beef. And it's going to make perfect sandwich. The combination of the three, it's a great combination. Yar.
Beautiful.
Good Smeagol always helps.
Frodo, Gollum, and Sam, and all the lovely ears stare after them in disbelief.
I think that's our best scene yet. All right.
Davis, you're going to the bad place.
All right, I loved it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start right to left. Patrick, you interrupted the scene with the challenge card.
My challenge card said, you have just won the Miss America pageant. Show how you would react to the announcement.
Challenge card!
Yay!
It's a challenge. It's a card. It's a challenge
card!
Oh, challenge.
Sam might have been my favorite, too. I think we got robbed.
Yeah, this was challenges. I was a police officer and I had to place someone under arrest at some point.
Under arrest.
And then the one I didn't use, if someone ever said food, I was supposed to say it sounds delicious. I should have noticed that there was not going to be any food. And that's it.
That's right.
Sounds delicious.
How could you not use that?
Multiple times.
You could have brought that in.
Every time he mentioned food.
Yeah. So I had you are Captain Hook, speak like a grizzled old pirate. I don't know where I went with that. Yar.
It got a little goofy, but
It got a little weird there. And then I had a challenge card.
challenge card. It's a challenge. It's a card. It's a challenge card.
Challenge card was demonstrate and describe how to make the perfect sandwich. So I kind of split that through the rest of it.
Three meats on there, huh? That was interesting.
Yeah, I've never tried a chicken turkey roast beef sandwich, but the
I'm
Jimmy
sure it's
John's,
fine.
the Jimmy John's Bootleggers Club does have turkey and roast beef, so
right.
chicken could be good.
We are not sponsored by Jimmy John's this week.
We're not.
But if we were, we would love it.
We're working on it.
Almost
Big
catered.
fans.
Almost catered.
Big fan. Please give us money. My two cards were you are Napoleon speaking a French accent. Slipped into German for a little bit there.
I think so did France in real life. So that's
a good point. That's a good point.
You historically told the story of France.
It was just it was just
They
like
looked at a German and got that down.
A story through accents.
It was exactly. And then my other one
did
was,
say you're highlighting.
my other one was a challenge card.
It's a challenge. It's a card. It's a challenge card.
I think it gets worse every time.
It does, and I love it.
My challenge card was try to get your baby to stop crying.
It's like the creepiest thing.
I did like that
I was going
one.
to ask you, when did we start doing Rocky Horror?
Yeah.
Shush, baby.
Okay, so as a narrator, I was a big hairy gorilla.
That's what that was.
I was feeling he was
I was like, are you just really excited about it? I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna do it.
And then I also had a challenge card.
It's a challenge. It's a card. It is a challenge card. Challenge.
I have to examine each player's earlobes and announce who has the nicest. So I just thought
I did really like that.
real creepy with people.
Very
here.
upsetting.
Okay.
That was the goal.
That was a bad experience for me.
We're running out of cards.
Scene 6. Yeah, no, we're just gonna reshuffle these.
All right, cool.
Scene 6. Okay, right to left. Go ahead and say who you're reading for.
Okay, I'm reading for Gollum.
Frodo.
Smeagol.
Narrator.
Sam.
Sammy.
Okay. When you're ready, Davis, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Before we start, I'm gonna do a quick cheer
Okay.
to get us going.
Oh, sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Give us a C.
C.
Give me a H.
H.
Give me an A. Give me an R. Give me a C. Give me a T. Give me an E. Give me an R. Give me a D-E-V-E-L.
D-V-L.
Give me a O-P-M-E-N-T.
O-P-M-E-N-T.
Character development.
Character development. I'm pretty sure you misspelled it, and I love it.
Go on. Character development on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Character development.
I love character development.
Gollum is trying to catch a fish. in
That
the
sounds
river.
delicious.
He slips and falls, grasping at a slippery fish.
That's
as he
so
goes.
interesting.
I wish I could crush Gollum. Frodo and Sam follow behind. I want to crush them too.
I'm sure you do.
Hey, Stinker. Hey, did you know I once jumped over a bus? Don't go getting too far ahead.
Oh, I need some bread. Why do you do that?
What? Sorry. What do you mean? I mean, like, you know I'm related to the president, right?
Call him names. Run him down all the time.
Because I mean, look at him. Like, you know he touches me at night. Because that's what he is, Mr. Frodo. There's not left in him but lies and deceit. It's the ring he wants. It's all he cares about.
Man, I could really use some Swiss. Oh,
That sounds delicious.
you have no idea what it did to him. What it's still doing to him.
Oh wait, what was that? He walks past Sam. I would love to just punch right in the
Yeah, I
face.
know you would.
And he stops.
I want to help him, Sam.
Why?
Is that him over there? Because I have to believe he can come back.
Do you know the Earth is flat? You can't save him, Mr. Frodo.
Snapping at Sam.
What
Yeah.
do you know about it? Nothing! I could really use some bread.
That sounds delicious.
Sam walks away slowly in a way that
As
makes me
slowly as
smile.
you're speaking?
Yeah, idiot. That wasn't a card. That was just me calling you an idiot. Just for all our listeners. Sam walks away slowly in a way that makes you want to just pile drive him right in the neck.
I'm sorry, Sam. I don't have any barbecue for the sandwich, and I
That
don't know
sounds
why
delicious.
I said that.
Looks back.
Oh
at
my
Frodo
gosh, you're
with
talking
tears
again.
in his eyes. Frodo looks like an idiot. I want to jump right on his head.
I do. It's the ring. You can't take your eyes off of it. Just like my huge car that I had. I've seen you. You're not eating.
That sounds delicious.
You barely sleep. It's taking a hold of you, Mr. Frodo. You have to fight it.
I know what I have to do, Sam. The ring was entrusted to me. It's my task. Mine. My own.
He walks away.
Oh my gosh, stop.
He walks away. If you'll let me finish, he walks away.
Will you finish sooner?
I'll try. The more
He walks away.
The more you talk, the longer it's gonna take, man. I'm the narrator. I have to do this. He walks away in a way that just, oh man, I wish he would just lose already. I want him to lose this match.
Can't you hear yourself? Don't you know who you sound like? It's not Michael Jackson. Did you know I was in the Thriller video?
Frodo
continues to walk away without looking back.
I just want to crush Frodo and you, George. It's nighttime now. Frodo and Sam are asleep. Gollum is crouching in a corner by himself.
Ooh, we want it. We need it. Must have the precious. They stole it from us. Ooga booga. Sneaky little hobbitses. Wicked Trixie.
No, not Master.
Trump got elected for a second term. Yes, precious false. They will cheat you, hurt you.
Master is my friend. Can I hear an amen?
I'm not giving you an amen. You were a jerk earlier.
You don't have any friends. Woo! You'll die alone. Nobody likes you.
Not listening. I'm not listening.
You're a liar and a thief.
No.
Watch as I rip off my face.
Oh, jeez.
Murderer.
Go away.
Okay, I'm gone. Go away!
I hate you. Hate you.
Where would you be without me? Boo, Gollum, boo, Gollum. Oh, he saved us. It was me.
We survived because of me.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Look at this dead puppy. What did you say?
Master looks after us now. I don't need you. I'm like Taylor Swift. I am free.
What?
Leave now. Don't return and never come back.
No.
Leave now and never come back. Leave now and never come back.
You'll float too. You'll float too.
We're gonna get into the red on the recording on that one. I think.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. That was one of my favorite songs. It just means a lot to me to be able to sing that live in front of you. So grateful that you're a part of this. We told him to go away, and away he goes, Precious.
All a dream.
He hops around.
Come on, man. Don't bother me.
Joy, and does a little
Look,
dance.
just let me. Gone, guys. Gone. Smeagol is free.
The next day, while the hobbits.
I'm gonna let you finish. But wasn't that one of the greatest scenes of all time?
It was all right.
You can finish now.
All right, thank you. Thank you for giving me your permission. The next day, while the hobbits were resting, Smeagol comes back with 2 rabbits and drops them onto Frodo's lap like I want to drop onto Frodo's lap with a pile driver.
That sounds delicious.
All right, that's it. All right, Dallin had to run for time constraints.
Yeah.
So he just had other things to get to. So
Dallin's been dead for 40 years.
whoa,
That's my line.
That's a John Mulaney reference. Okay, let's
This
go
week's not
left to
sponsored
right.
by John Mulaney.
Let's go ahead and say what our cards were.
Alright, so I was Sam. I had hiccups every time I spoke, and I had to tell a ridiculous lie.
I liked it.
That was a fun one.
It was a fun one.
I had to describe how I'm going to crush people. I'm a pro wrestler or whatever. It kind of became a bully a little bit.
It kinda did.
And then you were bullying me, so I kind of fed off to that.
It was fun.
And then also, I got a challenge card.
No challenge.
It's a challenge. It's a card. It's a challenge card.
Challenge. Okay, so my challenge card was, you're a cheerleader, give a good team cheer.
It was a great cheer.
And so I did that at the beginning.
I liked it. I liked it a lot with character development. The character development. You've gotten at it.
Wow, yeah. Thanks.
Sorry, that was mean. I shouldn't have brought that up.
What did you say?
So,
I didn't hear what you said.
No, he's
said you
back.
forgot an A.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Okay. So mine was whenever a player to your left speaks, constantly interrupt to them by saying things like, really, is that so fascinating? I had a lot of fun with that one.
yes.
I was really happy that you're the narrator.
Yeah, that worked.
You are a rock star. So the original challenge was whenever you speak, strum your invisible guitar. I just want to, I changed it to you're a rock star. So, all right, discard pile right here.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, what were you?
Oh, yeah, Dallin.
Frodo was to demonstrate how to make a perfect sandwich, and also the other people in the room are electrolytes.
That
Each
sounds
time you
delicious.
contact one of them, you get a big shock. Didn't know if I ever touched
Oh, you
anybody.
know what?
So,
Shocking.
Sorry.
my first one
That's
was
probably the challenge.
for Gollum.
No, it was that one. We're going to revisit that
I
later.
said, whenever
So it's
someone
terrific.
says the name of a food, say that sounds delicious. So that worked really well with the sandwich.
Yeah, that was good.
And I had a challenge card.
It's a challenge.
It's a card.
It's a challenge
card.
Challenge.
It says you are a scary ghost and try to scare everyone away. I try to be scary.
I got that one. All right, and we're going to move on to our next scene. But before we do that, we need to remind everyone of our other sponsors. Patrick, will you tell us who this next scene is sponsored by?
Our next scene is sponsored by Mutton Chops. You like mutton? You like chops? We are the men and women for you.
Perfect. How long have you been using their services?
Yeah.
I've been using them forever. They're lean. They're delicate. They're full. and you just get whenever you go for them, just get all over your face.
I know a lot of these use promo codes. What kind of promo codes do listeners
Most of the
need to
promo
use?
codes like people use will be M Tutton Chops.
You know
Mud Tutton Chops.
what I love about Mutton Chops is that they're the first barber / butcher.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's
amazing.
great.
It's a father and son owned business.
It is.
Like he's got the mutton, he's got the chops.
Mutton chops. Remember, for all your mutton chop needs. Right to left. Who are you reading for?
I'm Theoden.
Aragorn.
I am the narrator.
Gimli and Gimli.
I've got one line as Legolas, and my second line will be as Rohan Captain.
Okay.
In that order.
And narrator, when you're ready. That's me.
Oh, my pretties. Aragorn is riding towards Helm's Deep. On way, he sees an enormous Urkhide. I made it bigger. Army marching with great speed. He quietly makes haste towards Helm's Deep, and soon he sees the refuge. Panting, Brago on the neck. Patting Brago on the neck. Patting, not panting, patting.
Two wrongs don't make a right. My Carnan Brego. Malo nun.
Well done, Brago, my friend. He rides into Helm's Deep to the amazement of all. He's alive! Pushing his way through the crowd.
Where is he? Where is he? Get out of the way, I'm gonna kill him.
He sees Aragorn.
You're the luckiest, the canniest, most reckless man I ever knew.
He hugs Aragorn.
Bless you, laddie.
Gimli, when the thing gets going, the tough gets going. Where's the king?
Yes, sir.
Gimli gestures to the hall. As Aragorn, my pretty, makes his way in, he runs to Legolas, who stands waiting.
Ba, 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 ba. The more you know. Leavendalen.
Before I can translate your Elvish, I need you to give me all your money.
No
I
one.
need you. You do not want to make an enemy out of me, so just give me your wallet.
No one.
Give me your wallet.
Yar, no one touched the pirate on his gold. His booty.
He said you're late. They smile. Legolas pauses and looks at Aragorn's wounds.
Oh, I have another line. Yar, you look terrible.
My pretty. To the side, Eowyn sees Aragorn and smiles joyously with relief. Legolas takes Aragorn's hand and gives the Even Star pendant. Aragorn looks at the Even Star and tries defying gravity and claps Legolas on the shoulder.
Hanole.
Thank you. Eowyn looks on and smiles even as tears fill her eyes. Aragorn is in the keep, conferring with Theoden.
Yes, sir. A great host, you say?
A great host, maybe. It was a great host to me. Yeah, all 5 guards empty.
How many?
Well, when in Rome, do as the Romans, but at least 10,000 strong at least.
10,000.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease. It is an army bred for a single purpose, to destroy the world of men. It'll be here by night.
Let them come.
He walks away resolutely
Yeah, dude.
along the passage behind the deepening wall. To Gambling,
I want every man and strong lad able to bear arms and be ready for battle by nightfall.
Gambling nods and goes up. Theoden
Yes,
stands
sir.
Theoden stands at the gate of Helm's Deep. Theoden.
Yes, sir.
Theoden.
Yes, sir.
Theoden.
Yes, sir.
Speaking to Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli.
We will cover the causeway and the gate from above. No army has ever breached the deeping wall or set foot inside the Hornburg.
This is no rabble of mindless orcs. These are Uruk-hai. Their armor's thick and their shields broad.
I have fought many wars, Master Dwarf. I know how to defend my own keep.
Gimli seems miffed.
I'm miffed.
Legolas claps a hand on Gimli's shoulder as he follows Aragorn and Theoden back in.
Sir! They will break upon this fortress like water on rock. Saruman's hordes will pillage and burn. We've seen it before. Crops can be resown, homes rebuilt within these walls. We will outlast them.
There's no such thing as a free lunch. They do not come to destroy Rohan's crops or villages. They come to destroy its people, down to the last child.
Draws closely to Aragorn.
What would you have me do?
Theoden?
Yes, ma'am! Suck it, narrator. Look at my men. Their courage hangs by a thread. If this is to be our end, then I would have them make such an end as to be worthy of remembrance.
Well, Theoden can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Send out riders, my lord.
Yes, sir!
You must call for aid.
And who will come? Elves? Dwarves? We are not so lucky in our friends as you. The old alliances are dead.
God helps those who help themselves. And Gondor will answer.
Quite inspiring. But Gondor? Where was Gondor when the Westfold fell? Where was Gondor when our enemies closed in around us? Where was Gondor? No, my lord Aragorn. We are alone.
He walks away, calling out orders like, I'll get you, my pretty, and you, my pretty, and you and your dog, too.
Get that pretty and that dog, too, and get to the case.
We need more time to lay provisions for siege, Lord.
Cutting him off.
Chop! There's no time. War is upon us.
To the soldiers.
Yar, if you have a structural settlement but you need cash now, yar, call JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. Secure the gate.
Men rush to prepare for battle as flocks of carrion crows, probably mine, circle overhead.
End scene.
That was a great scene.
We're getting better. We're getting a whole lot better. Yeah, let's go ahead and read what our cards were,
I'm gonna
starting
start so I can go
from right.
Whenever someone claps their hands, they have to take a bow. So I tried to give like the most powerful performance I could, so you guys would clap.
no one would clap.
And none of you did.
I'm sorry,
So
Pat.
I think I might quit after today. And then whenever someone says my name, I have to say yes, sir.
I got onto that one. I had fun with
Yes,
that
sir.
one.
Yes, sir.
I had fun with that
That was
one.
good. That was great.
Aragorn had the proverb. So beginning sign with the proverb. And speaking only with his teeth.
Did I see you looked up idioms?
Yeah, I was thinking, man, he's way smarter than me.
What's my now you hear him, you're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know all of those.
Yeah, you would not be able to remember those.
Yeah,
yourself.
I like pull those up.
I am the Wicked Witch. I am to speak like one, cackle, rub your hands, etc. I went for the Wicked Witch of the West. More. I think I did all right.
You nailed it.
Good.
You are a mugger, rob another player. I did that at the beginning with you. That's why I wouldn't translate Elvish until you gave me your money.
Oh, yeah.
That was a challenge card.
It's a challenge.
It's a card. It's a challenge card.
It's a challenge. All right, my cards were you're a big hairy gorilla and cry like a baby.
Which you nailed.
Which I hope I did.
That was good.
It's tough to transition from monkey noises or ape noises. I'm sorry, biologist, into a baby crying, but.
And then I had speak. I am Captain Hook. Speak like a pirate, and I had to recite a jingle at the beginning of each of my lines.
Perfect.
That was, and you saved.
You saved the best.
You saved the best for last.
I know. You know.
Oh, for sure.
I liked that a lot.
Thank you.
So, okay, before we move on to our next scene, we're doing a different challenge this time. Instead of drawing curses cards, we've decided to create curses for ourselves. Everyone's been assigned them. We'll go ahead and reveal them at the end, see if you can figure out what they are. So, before we go into our next scene, we've done some sponsors, but we need some advice for our viewers. Davis, maybe a Cool Kids Corner moment from Davis. What can we? What advice do you have for our viewers and
Let's
listeners?
just get in the zone real quick. All right. Welcome to Davis's Cool Kids Corner. We're gonna learn to be hip and healthy. I didn't think of any advice. I need to prepare better. Do your homework, or you'll get an F in school, just like I did. I had to retake senior year and didn't get into college till I was 27. That wasn't related to high school. That was just me being lazy. Go to college.
Very well. Very well. Okay, left to right, let's go ahead and say what our parts are.
I will be narrating.
I'm Aragorn.
I'm Gimli and Gambling.
Theoden King.
Legolas.
All right, narrator, when you're ready.
Okay. The marching and thumping grows louder and louder. Lightning flashes, and it begins to rain. While the Uruk-hai army continues to march at the fortress, an Uruk-hai leader steps on a rock outcrop. Aragorn is giving commands to the elf Soriors.
Ruchin, Udana, Phallus, Ahin, Anu, Bentanithila, Phallus.
Sauce them no mercy, for you shall receive none. The Uruk-hai leader raises his swords and commands his army to stop with a terrifying animalistic cry.
It worked out way better than I thought.
The Urks stop and grostle in anticipation to the upcoming battle and slaughter. Gimli jumping and straining to see.
What's happening out there?
Shall I describe it unto thee?
Looks at Gimli with a grin.
Or wouldst thou that I obtain a box for thee to climb upon and view the oncoming surge?
Laughs good-naturedly. The Urk leader cries out once, encouraging the Uruk-hai to start roaring and thumping their spears furiously. The Somin and children in the caves huddle together in fear. Suddenly, Aldor, the old man next to Haleth, loses his grip and releases his Aros prematurely, shooting an Uruk-hai in the neck.
Dartho.
Hold.
Some like Sonic the Hedgehog.
The Uruk-hai army stop their roaring and thumping. Oh, jeez. Sith Holoth Road, the Uruk-hai that was shot collapsed to the ground. The other Uruk-hai bare their teeth and roar Sith anger. Sith a cry, the Uruk-hai leader thrusts his scepter in the air, and the Uruk-hai army starts charging.
Our show begins.
What was that?
Tangado Halad.
Prepare to fire. The elves notch their Eros and aim.
Figure Ifav! Dinnak Lankamurang!
Their armor is seek at the neck and beneath the arms.
Lethe, how we feeling?
Release the Eros. Eros rain down on the Uruk-hai below, killing Belos. I'm gonna take another stab at that one. Eros rain down on the Uruk-hai Belos, killing many.
Did they hit anything?
Everybody, give them a volley.
To the men.
Fire!
Oh, is this me too?
The man with the missing eye. That's
the fire. More Eros are released, but the Uruk-hai army keep advancing. Sith more replacing those fallen.
Fire!
Impatiently,
Send them to me. Come on.
the Uruk-hai start to load ladders onto the Sauls, pushing them up Sith lawn spears.
Pendrade!
Ladders! The elves joss their blades in preparation for combat. The first ladders are almost reaching the stalls with big nasty berserkers on top of them.
Swords!
Good.
Close combat begins at the Uruk-hai as the Uruk-hai climb over the stall.
Legolas, 2 already?
Alas, I say unto thee, I have but shown already slain 17 of mine enemies and strewn their corpses down below.
Outraged. I'll have no pointy ear outscoring me.
He turns to an Urk just climbing over the stall, swacking it in the groin with his axe and killing it as it falls.
Forsooth, I have yet killed 2 more of mine enemies. 19.
Gimli is standing on this wall between 2 ladders, hacking away at Urkai as they come up.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22!
Camera pans over the Urkai below and turns to the causeway. A group of Urkai is advancing on the causeway towards the gate in tortoise formation, using their broad shields to block off attacks.
Nah, fairness.
Causeway! Directly.
Causeway.
You gotta say that W.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Causeway! That's Causeway! Directs the elf archers to aim at the Urkai column. The elf archers release their Asro. I'm mixing up my letters here, guys.
Just go, man.
I like the additional character.
You're doing so great.
Together to build
Okay,
this.
the elf archers release their arrow.
Just do your best. Just keep going. Just keep going.
That's it. The Urkai at the sides are shot and fall down the Kase, but the column keeps advancing.
Harushima. Is it all you can control, Saruman?
At the bottom of the deeping swall, 2 spiky bombs are lodged in the sluice gate. The rest opens the path, and the Urkai, carrying a torch, starts to run tosses the sluice gate. Aragorn spots the Urkai.
Togo, hum dad, Legolas.
Arrow! Strike true!
Bring him Das Legolas. Legolas shoots the Urkai in the shoulder, but the ladder keeps going.
Dagon Hun! Dago Hun!
Kill him! Kill him!
I shall try yet again to slay this enemy!
Legolas shoots the Urk again. It stumbles and then thrusts itself at the torch at the bombs. An enormous explosion is set off, blasting away a large part of the swall. Rock and debris and bodies are thrusting up. Aragorn is also thrusting back by the force of the explosion and on the ground, knocked out. Theoden looks on in shock as the Urkai streams in past the deepening swall.
Oh, blessed Sri Lanka, breast the gate! Hold them! Stand firm!
Gimli sees the Urkai charging in with Aragorn in their path. With a cry, he jumps down from the wall and lands on the Urkai army, taking them out as he stands.
Aragorn! Aragorn!
He is soon overpowered. Soon overpowered. Aragorn gets up and sees Gimli falling.
Gimli!
He yells to the elves behind him.
How do we feeling?
The Aras. The Aras take out the first group of Urkai coming through the hole in the swall.
Hey, yo!
Charge! Aragorn leads the elves in a charge. Tossard the Urkai is streaming in. He rushes to Gimli's side and picks him up. At the top of the battlements, Legolas grabs the shield and sends it sliding across the ground.
I slide into battle like a mighty boulder cut from the mountain without hands.
He then hops onto it and surfs down the steps, releasing 3 Aras as he goes, kicking the shield to stab an Urkai as he lands at the bottom.
And that scene.
I want to die.
Oh man,
That was tough.
super fun.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Symphony. Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about mine first.
Let's talk about yours last.
Okay. Fair enough.
You added a lot to that character. I really appreciate
So great. So great.
Pat started off.
All right, so my job was to say all my lines as if I was a Shakespearean character, and I added a couple extra lines just to
It works. I thought it was
dramatic effect. So
That was from Dallin, correct?
that was from Dallin.
Yeah.
Dallin gave you that.
So
one.
the people to the left assigned a challenge to the person to the right is how we decided this.
Right. So Dallin, what do you have?
I was an Indian accent.
He was assigned by Tanner.
Mr. India.
I assigned that. Mr. India's a voice Dallin does that I like. I was assigned by Davis to speak nervously, or basically be afraid to talk.
I was told to be Cool Kid Davis, the original character developed for a stand-up comedy. He sounds a lot like Sonic the Hedgehog. So kind of that vibe.
And Matt with the greatest challenge I've seen so far.
I gave you the challenge. Okay, can I just first say I thought it'd be funny at first to give him the challenge to like speak with half his face paralyzed, but then I thought like this I could do better.
And better he did.
Better he did.
So he assigned me that I could not pronounce my W's. I had to pronounce them as S's, which initially I did not think would be an issue.
Yeah, see?
But
I told
W
you.
is way more common of a letter than I thought it would be.
You all doubted me. And my
Well done,
decision.
Pat.
What a curse!
Eros.
Aras.
I want to go to the wall with the sausage you.
I'm pretty sure I pronounced each word differently every time.
I'm pretty sure.
Some of those just sounded so great. Eros. Swith. Sods.
Yeah, some
Sods was great.
Sods.
What was Sods? Any that had an S and a W together
Sards.
was always great. Sards.
Some W's did sneak in there. But
That's alright.
It happens. It happens.
Oh, that was, yeah,
That was tough.
Causeway a few times.
That was tough.
Causeway.
That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to. Cossing!
that was
From
fun.
left to right, Patrick and Dallin are going to take a break. From this one, we don't.
Matt and Dallin.
Matt and Dallin are taking a break from this scene. We don't have enough characters, and they need a break, so it's fine. Okay, so from left to right, who are you reading for?
I'm Mary.
I'm reading for the narrator.
I'm reading for Treebeard.
I'm Pippin.
Okay, you guys got your cards. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm starting off. Ooh, Treebeard walks through the forest, causing Merry and Pippin. He comes to a clearing and stops.
We hence have not troubled the wars of men and wizards for a very long time.
Oh my gosh, I
But
love
now
how you
something
talk.
is about to happen that has not happened for an age. Entmoot.
He's so cool.
What's that?
Tis a gathering.
I hate your short. Your short is really ugly. A gathering of what?
Merry and Pippin turns around as they hear movement from the forest. Ooh, around them, and they see many more Ents like Treebeard gathering.
Beech, oak, chestnut, ash. Good. Many have come. Now we must decide if the Ents will go to war.
Merry licks his lips in anticipation, like someone with O positive blood. The Entmoot is still in progress. The Ents sway a little as they continue to deliberate. Merry and Pippin is sitting a distance away. Suddenly, Treebeard nods and turns to the hobbits.
Kevin, I pity the fool.
His card says he has to say a wrong name.
We'll disagree.
Long pause with his eyes closed. Angles his head in query.
Yes?
I've told your names to the Entmoot and we have agreed you are not orcs.
Shrumpface, I pity the fool. I find that's good news.
impatiently.
And what about Saruman and his stupid wolves? I hate his white wolves. They're so ugly. Have you come to a decision about them?
Waving a hand.
Now don't be hasty,
Oh my gosh,
Mr.
I
Marionette.
love the way you're dancing right now. It's so cool.
Hasty, our friends are out there. They need our help, even though their clothes are so ugly. I hate the shorts that they wear, but they still need our help. They cannot fight this wall on their own with their ugly armor.
Oh yes, it affects us all, but you must understand, young hobbit. It takes a long time to say anything in old Entish.
Merry and Pippin roll their eyes in disgruntlement.
I roll my eyes.
And we never say anything unless it is well taking a long time to say.
I love the way you're doing everything. You're like my idol.
The ants cannot hold back this storm. We must weather such things as we have always done.
I love it. I love it so much. This guy is awesome. He's
How
awesome.
can that be your decision? I mean, you decided to wear that, but I mean, how could this be your decision too?
This is not a war.
But you're part of this world, aren't you?
The Ents look at one another, taken back.
You must help. Please, you must do something. First, you can start by throwing away that scarf.
You are young and brave, Master Merry, but your part in this tale is over. Go back to your home.
Merry is putting on his jacket.
I am putting on my jacket.
It's a little chilly, you know, when you live with all the lights out, no sun, it burns. Pippin approaches him slowly.
Maybe Preface is right. Pity the fool. We don't belong here, Kevin. It's long too big for us. I pity us the fools because it's too big for us. Why can't we? What can we do in the end? 'Cause I pity us. We fools. We've got the shot.
You're losing the plot over there.
Maybe we should go home. Pity the fool.
Looking into the distance.
The fires of Isengard will spread, hopefully under that jacket, and the woods of Tuckleboro and Bokwin will burn. And all that was once green and good in this world, like my shot, will be gone.
Turns to Pippin, then puts his hand on his shoulder.
There won't be a Shire Pippin, which I mean means that horrible hand-me-down shop will be gone. But I mean, it also is our home, so that's bad.
Pippin looks after Merry
look
as he
at
walks
Merry.
away. Treebeard is walking through the forest, carrying Merry and Pippin. The hobbits look dejected.
I will leave you at the western borders of the forest. You can make your way north to your homeland from there.
First of all, great. This is your first time, and I love it. You're doing so great. Pippin suddenly looks up with a gleam in his eye like he just counted lots of things.
Fool! Stop, fool! Stop! Turn around, fool! Turn around, fool! I pity you, fool! Take a south, fool!
South, but that will lead you past Isengard.
Yes, fool! I pity you, fool! Exactly. If we go south, we can slip past Humperdinck unnoticed. The closer we are to danger, fool, the farthest we are from harm. Fool, it's the last thing he'll expect. I pity the fool.
That doesn't make sense to me.
He's doing
but then
so good.
You are very small.
I like it.
Perhaps you're right. South it is then. Hold on, little shirelings. I always like going south. Somehow it feels like going downhill.
Are you mad? We'll be caught.
No, we won't, fool! Not this time, I pity the fool.
Treebeard, Merry, and Pippin come to the southern edge of the forest.
And a little family of field mice that climb up sometimes and they tickle me awfully. They're always trying to get somewhere where they... Oh!
He sees the desolate landscape of tree stumps. 1 tree stump. 2 tree stumps. 3 tree stumps. That used to be forested grounds.
Many of these trees were my friends. Creatures I had known from nut and acorn.
I'm sorry, fool! Elderberry bush-faced fool! I pity you, fool!
Treebeard's got tears in his eyes like he smelt garlic.
They had voices of their own.
His gaze turns to the treeless Isengard and its smoking caverns.
Saruman, A wizard should know better.
He lets out a ferocious roar that echoes through the forests. Like when they read Twilight for the first time.
There is no curse in Elvish, Entish, or the tongues of men for this treachery. My business is with Isengard tonight, with rock and stone.
He did great. It was a little slip up and he recovered very well, and I liked that. Merry and Pippin turn around as they hear rumbles from the forest like a bunch of angry villagers coming to your castle. They see many Ents emerging from marching towards them.
Yes. I hate your shop.
Oh, our room! Come, my friends, the Ents are going to war. It is likely that we go to our doom. Last march of the Ents.
All right, and that scene. Not bad, not bad.
It's awesome.
Okay, so from right to left, let's go ahead and tell the audience what our curse cards were.
Okay, so each time you speak, address one of the other players by a different name. So
That was fun.
trying to make up different names.
You confused me a little bit. It was
Kevin.
Yeah.
I was also Mr. T, and I had to pity the fool.
I got that.
So I had a lot of pity for the fools in this
You
game.
pitied a lot of fools.
I was a big fool.
What was yours?
I'm too white to be Mr. T.
Mine was whenever the person to your left speaks, shake as though you were in an earthquake.
That was a
Speak only in a high-pitched falsetto voice.
He sounded like.
I somehow adopted an English accent throughout. I don't know how to
It's all right. It's okay. I didn't keep the challenge at all, or the accent at all. So mine was you are Count Dracula, speak like a vampire, and the person sitting to your right is your hero. Copy every movement they make at all times. I can do that, so I just kind of treated him like someone I really idolized by the constant praise and everything.
He's like, earthquake.
So,
The whole time. Yes, I love it.
what was yours, Davis? Yours was really fun.
What was yours?
Mine was speak like Elmer Fudd and also give the other players fashion critique. So I just kind of.
Fuck Emil Flood.
And that one was a challenge card.
Yeah!
It's a challenge, it's a card,
it's a challenge card.
it's a challenge. That's a jingle we wrote for all you people who are new. We wrote it all by ourselves
Today.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we're on to the final scene. Which is great. This time we're gonna up the challenge. Not only did we take 2 curse cards, we also assigned each other curses. So there's 3 curses on the table for each character today. And by today I mean this scene. So this will be fun. Okay, from right to left, starting with Dallin.
Narrator.
And I am Theoden.
I'm Frodo.
I'm Faramir.
I'm Sam.
All right, narrator, when you are ready.
That's not funny.
Frodo walks slowly away from the safe corner. Gondorian Rangers are still running about, defending their nations.
Where are you going, Cookie? Where are you going, Cookie?
Now here's all in slow motion, guys. Frodo walks up some stairs and stands on a bridge. A Nazgul on a felled beast emerges in front of him. Am I right? Frodo stares at the Nazgul fixated. Feeling the call of the ring, he holds it up. Faramir watches the unfolding tableau from below. As Frodo moves to put the ring on his finger, and the Nazgul flies closer and closer, Sam runs up and knocks Frodo over.
Woo!
Faramir releases an arrow and shoots the felled beast. Oh man!
Woo!
Frodo and Sam roll down the stairs. As they come to the stop at the bottom, Frodo holds Sam in a death grip, yells and points Sting at his throat. His eyes wither with madness and anger that someone would try to take the ring away.
Right.
With Sam,
That's not funny.
with tears running down Sam's face.
It's me, your Cookie. It's me, your Cookie friend. You want Cookie. Don't you know your friend, Sam, the Cookie friend?
The man stays in recognition returns to Frodo's eyes, am I right? He realizes what he nearly did.
That's not funny.
And is overcome. Stumbling backwards, he collapses against the wall, and Sting falls on the ground with a clang. Sam gets up rather slowly.
I can't rue this, Ram.
That's not funny.
Sam now getting up slowly.
I won't know. It's all wrong. By rights, we should have more Cookie.
Oh, hallelujah!
But we are.
He stands and leans against the wall, leaning out into the cool distance.
It's like on all the great cookie stories, all the great cookie recipes. Mr. Frodo Cookie Man friend. This one is really battered. Full of darkness and danger. They were like dark chocolate cookie.
Oh, full
dark
of
chocolate
darkness.
chips. Oh, those are so good. And sometimes you don't want to know the end.
no,
you
you-
never want to finish that cookie. Never finish the cookie. You eat that cookie forever. Because you could the end be happy. There's no happy ending to end of cookie. There's just no end of happy ending cookie. How could the world go back to the way what it was when so much bad had happened? There's no happiness without cookie.
Oh, we did it. We achieved victory. And I need to thank everyone who made it here today as we fought against the Uruk-hai. Some people said we couldn't do it, and we might not have been able to do it without the help of Gandalf the
Pepperoni.
Great. Oh, why you be doing that to me?
Sausage.
Please stop interrupting my speech. I just want to thank everyone who's here. Maybe all have one
More green
piece.
peppers.
One piece.
Take the olives off.
Dead and sits back down.
But in the end, at the end of the cookie, it's only a passing thing, this shadow.
Just passing.
Even darkness must pass. No more dark chocolate. Most people don't like dark chocolate. I know why people don't like dark chocolate cookie. That's not funny. It's still not funny. Stop laughing. It's
No
not
laugh. It's a hallelujah.
It's not funny. Stop it.
Oh, hallelujah.
A new day will come. We make more cookie. And when the sun rises, it's like oven. You put cookies in oven, you see the light turn on and the cookies baking. Those were the stories that stayed with you. I love cookies. I love making cookies. That meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. Even little cookies taste good.
Hallelujah.
But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances, many chances, like many cookies. They give many cookies of turning back, only they didn't. They kept going because they were holding on to something. You just eat more and more cookies.
We were holding on to something. Russ, like Roxy the Rocks, my original character,
That's not funny.
rolled it on to Ronick the Redrog's hand. They were in love. They were so in love. They were dating for 13 years. They met in high school. They would kiss on their mammal mouths all the time.
That's not funny.
I don't want to go into more detail with the present audience.
That's not funny.
What were you-
There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. More cookie. Except oatmeal cookie. Oatmeal cookie, the worst cookie of all
The
cookies.
worst. Please
Yeah.
keep preaching it.
Preach.
Keep preaching.
And it's worth fighting for to get rid of the One Ring, which is like oatmeal cookie.
Hallelujah.
That oatmeal cookie, Mr. Frodo.
Standing in a corner, even Gollum sees moved. All right. Faramir walks over and comes to kneel in front of Frodo. Ooh, all right.
I think at last we understand one another, Mr. Frodo Baggins.
You are. That's a narrator.
You know the laws of our country, the law of your father. If you let them go, your life will be forfeit. Oh my god.
Then it is forfeit. Release them.
Sam shakes the ranger's hand from his shoulder. Frodo looks up at Faramir with gladness. Over in the realm of Rohan, Gandalf, Theoden, and company ride to the top of a slope, looking towards the mountain of fire in the distance. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam are walking through the woods, away from Osgiliath.
I wonder if they make cookies that look like us, Mr. Frodo. Oh, I would eat that cookie so fast. I would. That's not funny.
What?
I wonder if people say, let's make cookie about Frodo and the ring. And they say, yes, that's one of my favorite cookies, Mr. Frodo. And Mr. Frodo, oh, he's so delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then they say, wasn't he dead? And then oh, yes, my boy, I would love that cookie. And oh, yeah.
Huh, you left out one of the chief characters, Samwise the Brave.
Hallelujah.
I want to hear more about Sam, and more about Roxy the Rocks. Foxy the Fox is his real name. I have a hard time saying certain letters. Do you guys want to hear more about Roxy the Rocks?
That's not funny.
And his love life with Sonic the Hedgehog? Redrog? Sorry.
That's not funny.
Frodo
One
turns.
time they went to Olive Garden, And Roxy the Rocks thought that the waiter was really cute,
That's not funny.
but she was hitting on Sonic. It was really dramatic. What did they do?
That's not funny.
They made up at the end, and then they
That's not funny.
got married, and now they have 6 children.
Frodo turns to look at Sam.
Frodo wouldn't have gone far without Ram.
It's hard to keep up on.
That's not funny. Now, Mr. Frodo, you shouldn't make fun of Cookie's story. I was being serious. I always care about Cookie.
Smiling.
So was I.
He turns to walk on, am I right? Dreamily, Sam says.
Samwise the brave Cookie. Cookie.
Alright. He gives his backpack a heave and follows Frodo.
And that's The Two Towers.
What a terrible movie.
That's the worst movie I've ever seen. He wasn't even nominated for as many Oscars as the other
Well,
one.
while we wrap up, let's go ahead and remind the audience what it was we were reading. Okay, so starting with Patrick, we did 3 curses. Tell us the 2 assigned curses, and then
So
what?
my 2 assigned curses was I was a Vulcan, and whenever someone laughed or I laughed, I had to say that's not funny with a straight face.
That's pretty.
I
like keeping that in.
That's not funny.
That one was fun.
Whenever someone stands up, I had to shout the name of a pizza topping, and Tanner, you just stood up at the perfect moment.
that was good.
And I was like, pepperoni, sausage, green pepper, more green pepper.
Just one topping. You didn't have to keep interrupting with
You
speed.
stood for a long time.
It's just shot one topping,
It was
not
my
while
only.
standing.
It was my only opportunity
Fair
to shout out like
Gotta
toppings.
make use of it.
And yeah, and then the one that we made up by Rachel, I had to be Cookie Monster.
That's a good one.
That was really hard.
That was really
Go,
hard. That was
Cookie
tough.
Monster.
That was tough.
I tried to like channel Kevin from The Office.
Right. Nailed it.
He was like,
that was good.
Kevin, Cookie Monster.
I like.
So,
All right.
for the narrator, my 3, one of them was whenever I speak, a swarm of invisible mosquitoes surrounds your head, swat them away. Did that maybe once. The other one was I had a cold, so
Sneezing and
I almost said squeak. I think it sounded like I was doing a really crappy Trump accent. I was like,
I actually
You
thought
mean-
you
you mean
sounded
a
like
normal
Matthew
Trump
McConaughey. You're like, all right.
well, and then the
Alright.
third one was I was kind of a hype, kind of a crowd appeal, trying to like, all right, get him going. That was
No,
hard.
you're like Matthew McConaughey. You're like, all right.
I like that.
All right.
So I have just won the Miss America pageant. Show how you would react to the announcement. So instead of Miss America, I took the Battle of Helm's Deep as my victory. This one was it's a challenge. It's a card. It's a challenge card.
That was actually not bad.
That was really good.
That might be more to you, but
Yeah. And then you are a leprechaun. So it says whenever someone touches you, protect your cards and say you're always after me like Charms. I just
Didn't Irish.
did Irish leprechaun accent for the whole thing.
Mine, I had to talk like Scooby-Doo,
Ram.
which I was not doing well on. That one was hard to
That's a
remember
tough
to
one.
do.
That's a tough one.
And also,
doing Bob Dylan?
I had a challenge card, but I forgot to do it. It was to compliment somebody, and I forgot to do it.
We'll do it right now. Compliment me.
We need a failed challenge. Chicken.
It's
a challenge, you suck!
I have a great one. I have a great.
I failed a challenge.
I want you to pick out your 2 favorite from here.
Okay.
So I'll sing the
That's
first.
So first verse of this song, Matt's gonna choose your challenge card or your curse cards.
All right.
Everyone else feel free to harmonize underneath me quietly.
Hope you don't hate me after this.
When the cold of winter comes,
That's not funny.
starless night will cover day, in the valley of the sun, we will walk in bitter rain, but in dreams, I can hear your name, and
punishment. There's a good punishment right there.
Sing in a French accent.
It's,
I got this.
that's a tough one. Matt, what were yours?
I was asked to from Eric. Wait, what's your name? Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, Eric. I had to deliver all my lines like the Doppler effect. I also had to balk like a chicken every time, and I had to echo, which added very well to the Doppler effect.
So too many.
Sorry. Okay, and so that concludes our pilot episode of Tales from the Script. I want to thank everyone who's listening to this right now. I know we probably asked you personally to listen to this and give us your opinion and critique. So if you made it this far,
Or you're one of our millions of fans.
Thanks to all six.
or one of the millions of fans, Spencer Berry in particular is one of them that I know will be listening to this.
My dad.
Davis's dad, Brother Rice, we are so appreciative
I call him Daddy
of you.
Rice.
Daddy
Papa
Rice.
Rice.
I like Papa Rice. Papa Rice, thank you so much.
White rice. Boy.
Thank you again. Something that we want to explore, and so this was fun to perform. Hopefully, we'll be doing more of these. Thank you for making it to the end, and that concludes Tales from the Script.